prettinistas. I'm so excited to come to you guys today. I'm gonna be doing a very detailed makeup tutorial for you guys, and today I'll be trying out some new products that I got, and I'll be featuring the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes, and this one is in warm brown. I am so excited to try this palette. I cannot even tell you guys. And also I want to try this Fenti Beauty by Rihanna, and this is her foundation, and the shade that I picked is the 390. And I'm also so excited to try out this with you. I know this came out a while ago. I didn't have a chance, and now I got a chance to try it. And yes, let's see how this is going to turn out. Also, I'm trying my new brushes, beauty blenders that I got from Clinique, and this really swelled up nicely when I damped it. Like, I went under the top and just ran a little bit of water on this, and it just swelled up nicely, and it just looks very fluffy, and I think this will blend my foundation thoroughly. It also has a little thingy, yeah. So this, I guess this is like for under the eyes, and this one will be for my entire face. So I'll do a little more detailing. I'll talk through this video. Please bear with me. I know it's gonna be a little long. Just hang in there. So yeah, without wasting much time, let's just dig into it. First, that I always do when I begin my makeup after priming my face. Like, I don't really prime my face as like, you know how others will prime their faces first before they start their makeup. I don't do that. I just clean my face. I put my day cream on my face, sunscreen, and all that good stuff, and then I just do my eyebrows. So that's what I'll be doing for you guys. And the eyebrow product that I'll be using today is this eyebrow gel that I got from Sally's Beauty. It's in dark brown, and it's the Ardel Professional. I don't know if this is coming out, and that's what it looks like. I've been digging into this thing like every day. It stays all day. It's just easy to work with. So my eyebrows have been prepped already, and I'm just gonna go in and fill them for you guys. So yeah. So when you fill it in, I know right now it looks a little bit jacked up, like it just looks very, very fake. So what you will do is, you know, just to make sure that everything stays in place, I go ahead with my little brush here, and I just brush those hairs just so that everything lies down nicely. You know, just so that it looks really nice and clean before I go ahead and clean around it. So I'm just brushing the hair in place there, just to make everything lie down nicely. This process actually takes a while to get used to it. You know, you need some practice so that you'll be able to know exactly what you're doing. And I just basically follow my eyebrows and how my eyebrows are shaped to fill it in. So that is a really big help. So I'm gonna grab my concealer here, which is my Dermablend concealer, and I have two of them actually that I use. And I just use the brown and the caramel. 40N caramel and 60W brown. Lately I realized that the caramel actually is really good as a highlight as well, and the brown actually helps in blending it out properly. So I just grab that on a concealer brush, and I begin just cleaning around my eyebrows as such, just like that. You want to be really careful just so that everything just comes out nicely. Like I said, this step you just need a little bit of practice, and then, you know, with time you become a pro. So that's what I do. I just keep cleaning until I like the way it looks. Like I said, it's just fun. Like, make a mistake, feel free to make a mistake, and you know, you'll get better at it. Like, nobody got to know this in one day, trust me. We all had our good days and we have our bad days. There's some days that my eyebrows don't just do what I want them to do. Like, no matter how much I try, I feel like my eyebrows don't give it that day. And there's some days that I really don't do much and they just turn out really nicely. So I'm gonna grab that brown and I'm just gonna use that brown to blend the top part, because that is the part that is, you know, really harder to blend. So the brown is more darker than the caramel. So I'm gonna use that on the other side of the concealer brush, and I'm just gonna, you know, clean the top part of my eyebrows. And you see that it has like two different colors now. And I do this because it's easier for me to blend the brown on top, and then the caramel underneath just serves as a highlight color. As such. And then I go like on the beginning of my eyebrows, and I just try to blend that beginning really nicely, just the same concealer brush. And what this does is it doesn't really give that harsh line in the middle. I know it looks really messy right now, but trust me, by the time I finish blending this bad boy, it will look really good. So I grab my Real Technique brush, and this is more like a foundation brush, and this brush will just help now to blend everything together. So I always start with the top parts, just so that I don't take, you know, the color, the highlight color underneath and put it on the top, and that will just make blending harder, if that makes sense. Like if I begin by blending this color before I blend the top part, I'm gonna pick up some of this really light color and I'm gonna put it on top, and then I'm gonna have like the halo eyebrows. You don't want that, okay? You want everything on the top part to really blend out nicely and just look like your skin tone, so that it's not so obvious what you did, right? And then after that, I would just blend underneath the eyebrows, just blending that color really nicely. And I'm just gonna keep blending that properly until I feel like everything is blended out nicely. Feel free to just, you know, take your time and blend this into your skin very well, like super well, just so that everything looks and comes together nicely. Because if you don't do that, what is gonna happen is, you know, it's gonna really look funny, right? Like, you don't want that. Sometimes I take like 10 minutes to do my entire makeup, like when I'm in a really rush, like everyday makeup. So after I blend that in nicely, you want to just make sure that everything looks really nice and blended out, okay? And when everything looks good, you just go ahead with a setting powder. The setting powder that I'm going to be using today is from CoverGirl, and this is their professional loose powder, and it's in the shade 115 translucent medium. I've been using this setting powder for a while now, and I really like it, and it just comes in that shade, you know. It's just very easy to work with. So I'm just gonna pick that up with the same brush that I used to blend out my concealer, and I'm just tapping off the excess right now, and I'm just gonna use that to set the concealer. What this does is it just sets everything nicely, and it helps to avoid any kind of creasing on your eyelids when you begin applying your eyeshadow. Again, in this step, you want to really take your time and just, you know, make sure that the powder just sets everything together. And you can also do this at the top, you know. You can also do this on top of your eyelids, just to make sure that everything is nicely blended out. Just pack it on there and you just set it. You see, like when you set it, it really makes the eyebrows don't look too, you know, done up. They look really natural. And again, you want to just make sure that there's no harsh lines and everything just looks like your eyebrows grow that way, kind of thing, right? And at this point, if you are just a beginner and you feel like you've made a mistake, oh my god, the powder just touched my eyebrows, I've messed it up and all that, just go back again with your little, you know, eyebrow brush that you used earlier, or the eyebrow pencil, and just touch up those areas that you feel, you know, have been a little washed out from the setting and all that, from the blending and all that. Okay, just go back in there with that brush and just touch it up. Just make sure that, you know, everything looks the way you want, and just make sure your hair is just nice in place and everything. At this stage, you can go ahead and use like an eyebrow gel. Some people do that just so that everything stays in place the entire day. I don't do that. I don't have, you know, no reason why I don't do that. I don't just do that. So after my eyebrow has been set and everything looks good, I'm going to grab my eyeshadow. I always do my eyeshadow first before I do the rest of my face, just because if there is any fallouts or anything like that, I can easily get that cleaned up with my foundation. So we're gonna just try the Huda Beauty palette. Yay! I'm excited to try this. I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like. Not like you don't know, but again, I really like the colors. Like, they are very easy everyday colors. I'm gonna just pick up my nice blending brush here from my regular eyeshadow brush, and it's just a fluffy one, and I'm just going to begin, you know, putting my transition color. And for my transition color today, I'm gonna use this really nice red color over here, and that's what I'm gonna be using as my transition color. I just dab a little bit on the brush, and I'm just gonna start, you know, putting that all over my eyelid. You can choose to do your eyeshadow primer at this point. I did not do that because I already have my concealer on my eyes, and I already have my setting powder as well. So to me, adding on an eyeshadow primer is just a little too much, and I don't want that. I don't want my eye, you know, lids to be too much. No, I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. And sometimes for me, if I have to put an eyeshadow primer and all that concealer and all that setting powder at the same time, sometimes it just ends up creasing, and no, I don't like that. So I'm just still blending in that transition color there, and it's already looking really good. And guys, this is just a little bit, you know, so I like that aspect, that a little bit just went a long way, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. I'm just blending it in nicely. And I'm gonna pick up another brush, which is also another kind of a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and this is from Real Technique. It's their Domade shadow brush. So I'm gonna use that, and I'm just gonna pick up this darker color right here, and I'm gonna use this to just give more definition to my crease, you know, just so that it darkens it up a little bit. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, guys, but we'll see. So I just picked up a little bit. I'm just tapping off the excess just so that, you know, it's easy for me to blend. So I'm gonna just use that again, and I'm just gonna put that just underneath that crease there, just to darken it up a little bit. I just feel like there are endless looks you can create with this little palette here. And yeah, I mean, it's just very good. I like the packaging too because it's easy to carry around. So if I'm traveling, I will easily put this in my purse and just, you know, take it around with me. So I'm just still blending that in. And since this is just like an everyday look, I don't want to go overly dramatic, but trust me guys, this pigment can really stand out. So you have to be careful. If you are not going for a dramatic look, then you have to be very careful on the quantity of pigment that you pick up. But if you are heavy-handed like I can be sometimes, then you want to just keep dapping like this, you know. So guys, like, yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to go ahead with this little brush over here, which is just like a precision eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna reach out for this really nice. I wanted to go with this gold color, but just because I'm going to work after this, I don't want too much drama on my eyes. Like, yeah. So that we'll save that look for another day, okay? So for now, I'm just gonna go pick up this really nice highlight color right here, and I'm gonna put that on the top of my lids and on my brow bone as well, just to give some, you know, color and highlight kind of thing. So I guess I'm gonna do my brow bone first before I do my lids. And that's just a little bit there. And I'm just using that on there just to highlight my brow bone. And I'm just gonna put some on my lids as well, just with the same brush. I just like using this brush because it's very, you know, precise, and it will just put the product just where you want it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back with that brush that I used for the darker brown, you know, shade, and I'm just gonna use this as my brush to blend everything together, just to tie the look together. And at this point, if you feel like you've missed your transition color and everything, you can still go on there and add more, just so that, you know, you make it more precise. But I'm just basically blending everything together. I'm just blending everything together, guys, just so that everything looks good. And I like the way it came out. Like, I have this tendency of always going with my fingers, forgive me. Like, my fingers, for me, sometimes you need to touch it, like touch, just making sure that everything is good. So yeah, since it's an everyday look for me, guys, I will leave it at that. But like I said, it's a pretty palette. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. So I will go again with my brush that I used earlier on to, you know, set my foundation, set my concealer, and to do all that blending. And I'm just gonna use that brush to clean around. You know, you just want to clean around any fallouts, just so that by the time I go ahead and start applying my foundation, everything will be clean. So that's it. Looking pretty, I guess. So right now we're gonna try our Fenti. Okay, let's see what she got. First of all, I like the fact that it comes in a pump. It has a pump, so that will help me to, you know exactly what I need. So I'm just gonna go back up my hands, same old style, and I'm just gonna give like 2 pumps. Oh my god, it's very liquidy. See that? It's very runny. So I'll try 3 pumps first, just because I think I have a big face. So what I do usually is that I mix my foundation with my primer. But for this foundation, I'm not really gonna do that because I don't know how that's gonna react. You know, I usually do that when I try it and I see that it goes well. So I'm gonna put my primer on the side, just to be on the safe side, because I don't got time to wash my face before I go to work and redo this makeup. So I'm gonna just use my beauty blender and grab my primer. And I usually put my primer on the parts of my face that I feel get really, oily, and where my pores turn to be more pronounced. And my primer, a little bit goes a long way. So I know my primer because I've been using that primer for a while. So I know that, a little bit is just good enough. And after that, we're gonna just go in that girl. See, she is so runny, like, okay, we'll see. So I'm just, first and foremost, I will say it's a good color pick for me. Like, if you ask me, this is my perfect shade. And it's definitely not heavy coverage. It's not full coverage. You have to build it up. It blends in nicely, of course, because it's runny, so it's easy to walk around your face. And yeah, it's definitely not full coverage. So just to throw that out there. If you are that kind of girl that has, you know, you want like your good coverage, then you will have to build this up. You will have to keep building it. And I guess that's you know, it's really that kind of foundation for somebody who doesn't like to feel like, you know, it's not heavy. So if you're that kind of person that doesn't like heavy looking foundation, which I don't think anybody does, right? Like nobody likes to have that heavy looking foundation, but yeah, it's definitely not full coverage for me, because like I have a little spot here and it didn't cover it up, and I have around my lips here and it didn't cover it up. So I will go with 2 more pumps and we'll see. So 2 more pumps there, and we will see if it will cover after I build it up. So I'm just gonna go now on those areas that I really want coverage. Yeah, when you build it, definitely it works. So yeah, because now I'm seeing the coverage that I like, but you have to definitely build it. Just building it there. I'm gonna put more on my forehead. This beauty blender is so good. Like my face just feels pampered just dabbing this on. It's so soft. Wow, it's a nice beauty blender. Okay, Real Technique did it. So just take your time again and blend. And I'm loving the way, you know, it's now covering nicely. So just put, you know, a few pumps. If you are that kind of person that needs real good coverage, then you need to put a little more than usual, okay? So, oh, okay, I got some of my hand. I'm just gonna finish up. I'm just gonna get my concealer right now, and I'm going to conceal my under eye, just around my under eye. What concealing under your eyes does is it just brings more light to your face, and it helps, you know, to give that illusion like you have a really nice lifted, you know, under eye, and your face just looks more precise, and you know, it just really makes your makeup stand out nicely. And if you have any kind of bags or dark eye circles, this technique really helps as well. I don't do too much, but I just do enough just to, you know, highlight. And usually I will do my nose and my top lip and my under chin and my forehead and all that. I don't really do that every day. I do that when, you know, it's really an event. But just because it's, you know, Fenti, I want to see how it's gonna hold up, okay, with the Fenti foundation. So I'm gonna grab the smaller one, this mini beauty blender that I'm loving, and I'm just gonna use that to blend the concealer. So we're gonna see how this sits up throughout the day. I'm gonna come to you guys when I get off work, and I get off work today like 11 p.m. So by the time I get off work, I'm gonna come to you guys and show you exactly how this held up. I hope I can. If I don't, then on my next video I'll be able to tell you guys exactly what, you know, how it held up for me. This mini beauty blender is so good, but I just feel that it takes a lot of time. I don't have time. That's my problem, okay? Like, I would love to come to you guys like every other day with a video, but girl, I ain't got time. Like, to do a video is something I love and I enjoy, but I don't want to do a video when I'm, you know, when I'm in a rush. I just feel like when I'm in a rush, I don't give it my best. And yeah, I don't want to come to you guys when I'm in a rush. I want to come to you guys when I can actually sit down and talk and, you know, give you guys an honest review kind of thing, an honest opinion, honest first impression, and talk, because you know I like to talk, right? So after doing that, after blending my concealer, which I think blended in nicely with this little mini, I'm gonna use the same mini to just, you know, put my setting powder under my eyes just so that it doesn't crease up. So I just do that, and I'm just gonna use that to put the setting powder. Why I'm doing this is because I don't want the concealer to crease. That's why sometimes when you do your makeup and you don't do this part, you tend to feel like you see actually that the concealer creases, and you see all those lines under your eye. It could be very annoying, you know. You don't want that. You just want everything nice and smooth out. So that's what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just putting enough because, yeah, I'm gonna be at work till 11. I don't want any surprises. So let's do it. Let's do this. So I'm just gonna leave that there just so that it does its thing and cook and bake. And I'm gonna now do my contour. And like you all know, I always contour with this favorite Clinique Beyond Perfecting Powder Foundation plus Concealer. I don't know how that could be possible, but that's what it says. And this is in the color 24 Golden. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's just like a shade or two darker than my skin tone. I mean, it's actually like not too darker, like a shade darker, and that's what I use to do my contour. And I will be grabbing a nice angled brush right here, and this is what I'm gonna use to contour with. Usually I like a more precise brush, but just because, you know, it's just an everyday look, I would just contour with this because I don't mind if, you know, the contour is really, you know, contour. Like, I don't really want my contour to be too much, so I'm just gonna blend it in and not make it very, very, you know, dramatic, because it's just an everyday look. But if I want it like really, like if I have an event or anything and I want to really stand out, make my makeup stand out more, then I'll go for a really darker contour powder, and I will make it even more precise, if that makes sense. Okay, so what contour does again is it just brings color to everything. You know, you don't just want your face just looking washed out, you know. You just want everything to be like, you know, look natural, and your face should have some precision and color. Awesome. And I'm gonna use another nice fluffy brush, and this brush right here, I'm gonna use that to clean up all my baking powder because the cake is ready. And when I do that, I'm gonna use the same brush, this fluffy brush right here, to just set my entire face. And all these brushes are from Real Technique. So yeah, they are very affordable brushes out there that could do the job just the same. Okay, like Real Technique, I will not say is the most affordable, but they last long and they are very, very good as well. So I'm just gonna use my Este Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Powder Makeup, and this is the 5N Softan. This is what I've been using to set my face. So I just like it because it's more like a neutral. It has really no heavy undertone to it, so it's very good to just set everything together. So I'm just gonna use that to set the areas of my face that, you know, just have the foundation for now. And what setting does is it just brings the entire look together, and it just makes everything look really, really nice. So I'm just setting everything there together. And since this is like almost the last part of your makeup, you want to make sure that everything looks nice. Don't be afraid to go in again with something that you feel didn't really tie in well. You know, if there is something that you need to add, something that you need to subtract, take out, do it, just so that everything is looking good. You know, don't be afraid to make a mistake and have to wipe it off and then start all over. You know, that's what I always say. Just with the same angle brush that I used to do my contour, I'm gonna use that to bronze up. I've used this bronzer, which is just a bronze goddess from Rimmel London, and I picked this up because I just like the colors, and it's very, very wearable for work and everyday. So I'm just gonna use that again with my contour brush, and I'm just gonna put that on my cheeks. Just, you know, it serves like a bronzer and at the same time like a highlight to me. It just brings my look, makes it really, really nice and chic. And I always love to do that. Like, the shine is not dramatic, so it's good for every day. Like, if you know me, like, and you've been following my channel, you will know that I really don't do a lot of highlighting, like, you know, because I tend to just look shiny and I just feel like so much is going on my face. No, I will highlight like when my makeup is really minimal, and just to take my look from a daytime to like a really dramatic night out. But other than that, just for work and every day, I really don't do that. So I'm gonna grab me some mascara, and I'm just going to be using this Maybeline mascara, the Colossal Volume Express. And this is what I've been using for every day. And yeah, I'm just gonna use that for my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop up some fake lashes, just regular lashes from Core. So I went ahead and did my eyelashes, and I also applied this eyeliner from Rimmel London. That's what I used on top of them, and I also used the mascara on my bottom lashes. So I'm just gonna go ahead right now and do my lips for you guys, and I'm gonna be using this Maybeline Maybeline Superstay matte ink, and is in the color 15 Lover. I had earlier shown you guys the other ones that I picked up, and this was the one that I showed you guys. So you guys already know what this color looks, and that's what I used on my last video, and I just went ahead and grabbed 2 more colors. That's how good I like this stuff, okay? And I'm also going to reach out for more. If they come up with more colors that I think I will like, I'll get some more. So I'm going to use this color for you guys. I hope, you know, it's going to work with this entire look. So let's see. So I actually like the color with this look. I think it's a very neutral everyday color. So, and like I said, this lipstick stays on all day. Like, I actually need baby oil to take this out. That's how strong and how long lasting it is. So yeah, I'm just gonna set the entire look with my setting spray, and I'm just using my normal regular setting spray from Mary Kay. I talked about this spray in my last video, and that's just gonna tie the entire look together for you all. I hope that this was super helpful for somebody, and I I really want to know what you guys are thinking. Like, if you guys are not dropping comments, you guys are not, you know, saying anything, I'm assuming that it's okay and I just keep doing what I'm doing, right? But like, if you guys go ahead and say, you know, I want to see this, I want to see that, or maybe you should try this, or, you know, just suggestion. Let's use this as a platform to talk. Like, let me know what you guys want to see. And I'm just gonna give you guys a nice close look so you can see my head wrap. I'm just loving this head wrap, okay guys? Like, this is what I'm gonna be rocking, you know. So yeah, let me know what you guys thinking. Let me hear your comments. Let me know, you know, what you guys want to see next. And yeah, we should do this together, and let's make this more fun and more interesting. Thank you so much again, and yeah, till we meet on my next video. Kudos.